Very excited to see familiar faces, new faces. We're going to have a few words from some of our very, very special administrators today. And we're going to start, of course, Kavod to the Rosh HaYeshiva, head of our school, Rabbi Dr. Raymond Harari. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning? There we go. Okay, good morning. I second Rabbi Besser's sentiments. It's really very exciting for us to be here this morning with you, our special guests, the prospective students and parents, as we showcase our yeshiva this morning that we're so proud of. After Sarah passed away, we read in yesterday's parasha, Abraham was looking for a burial plot for his beloved wife. And he identifies himself as a ger v'toshav, two words that usually don't go together. He identifies himself as an alien on the one hand, and on the other hand, he identifies himself as a resident. Remarkably, Abraham was both. He came from a foreign land with his own values and his own way of life, but at the same time, he felt that he belonged in Hebron, he belonged in Kiryat Arba, and that he was a citizen of that town and of that land. That is what is so important about Abraham, that he was able to embrace both of these roles. And that has become our mission at the Yeshiva of Flatbush. We are mandated to be citizens of the world, and we are, embracing the best of the Western world and engaging professionally, academically, and culturally with the world at large. On the other hand, we are, as Jews, different. We possess the Torah, which has defined our existence. We have ancient traditions. We have a whole body of literature that inspires us daily and weekly and annually, and a value system that we regard as one which brings us to the heights of civilization. Our yeshiva, Yeshiva of Flatbush, combines both avenues. Our students grow as B'nai and Benot Torah every single day, praying daily together, experiencing remarkable seminars, reaching out with chesed to those who are in need, immersing themselves in Ivrit as a spoken language, and the history of our people, growing as practicing, observant Jews, loving and advocating for Israel and the state of Israel. They also engage in secular and general studies, from biology to coding, advanced placement calculus to advanced placement Spanish, Shakespeare to AP language and composition, and AP physics. They take on independent study courses, studying in the Tzeil Mad program. They are engaged in Model UN and mock trial, to name just a few of the so many extracurricular activities. They pursue their interests and their passions: real estate, medicine, forensics, through our Pathfinders program. But most importantly, they learn to be leaders in whatever they are involved. This is a very special school. Take a few moments this morning to talk to our very special teachers and students who took of their free time to be here this morning to be with you. Take a look at the superb brochure that was prepared just for this morning, and you will begin to appreciate why we, as the faculty and the students, are so proud of our school. Our goal, our mission, is for our students to be exceptional gerim v'toshavim, citizens of the world on the one hand, and exceptional Jews on the other hand. We hope that you will join us for 4 years for the rest of your lives.
Thank you, Rabbi Harari. We are very lucky at the yeshiva to have so many professional leaders as part of our administration. It gives me great honor to introduce Principal of the Yeshiva of Flatbush High School, Rabbi Joseph Beda.
Thank you, Rabbi Besser, and thank you to everyone that is here today. I know our Sundays are valuable, and it really means a lot to us that you're taking the time to come and check us out and see what we've got going on here. We're really excited. Yeshiva of Flatbush was established by Mr. Joel Braverman in 1927, meaning that this year marks our 90th anniversary of educating students to succeed, lead, and serve in the Jewish community and the world at large. We are extremely proud of our accomplishments and hold dear to the traditions which have propelled us to be a flagship institution in the world of Jewish education. You might think that an organization as established and as distinguished as ours might rest on its laurels and become complacent, but nothing could be further from the truth. Part of our DNA is our unquenchable thirst and desire to grow through reflective introspection and targeted change. I'd like this morning to share with you some of the major initiatives which we've undertaken and how they're going to impact your experience here at the Yeshiva of Flatbush. For September 2018, we will be moving into our brand new expanded space, which you can see behind us on East 17th and East 16th Street. Our new building will transform the educational experience through its impact of the religious, academic, social, and extracurricular aspects of our school. With cutting-edge technology and the best of modern architecture, our building will use natural light and contemporary design to inspire and to uplift. We will have a Bet Midrash, which will be the focal point of Kiddusha, a Makom Kadosh, and a place for serious Talmud Torah. Our library will be the best of any Jewish high school in America. It is modeled after university libraries with extensive digital and print resources for independent learning and research, as well as a phalanx of flex space and comfortable seating for collaboration and group work. There will be state-of-the-art classrooms and spaces for teachers and students to meet for enrichment and support sessions. And at its heart, a dazzling student commons will connect the new building with our current one, which will make it a social hub for our school. With a cafe, seating areas, and unique skylights, students will have a welcoming place to meet, socialize, work, and relax. We're super excited about this because we've been planning this expansion for years, and you, the class of 2022, will be the first to benefit. The next major change was to our schedule. This past September, we changed our school schedule so that our students arrived at school each day at 7:30 instead of 7:10 and finished school at 4:35 2 days a week. This major shift in the student experience also made sure that all our periods during the week were all of equal length, beginning and ending at the same time. This created more balance in the school week and allowed students to get more sleep and devote more time to studying and extracurricular activities. Perhaps the greatest impact our change of schedule has made is in our minyan. We believe tefillah is an essential part of the spiritual experience of a student because it starts off the day with the right frame of mind. Along with our later start, we've taken major steps to ensure our morning minyanim are better than ever before. As a result, they are better attended with more student involvement. The environment is a positive and uplifting one, in which the focus is on praying and much less on the consequences for not doing so. Another major initiative is based upon our belief that student choice is an important part of the educational process. We've always had an unmatched variety of electives for upperclassmen, but this year we've instituted a major opportunity for ninth graders. Students get to choose between taking Spanish and computer coding. Students who elect Spanish set themselves on a track to learn a new language, which is greatly sought after by universities and useful in life, while those who choose for coding learn the basics of computer language, the largest growing job market in the world. Time does not allow me to go into some of our other new developments, but I'd quickly like to mention our ever-expanding Pathfinders internship program led by our very special Ms. Schiffer-Hannon, Chromebooks for students, and a learning specialist for students with IEPs. New buildings, new times, and new courses are fantastic. But ultimately, the greatest impact on students' education is the teachers who will lead you through the 4 years of high school. Who's that good-looking guy? This is why we've made major commitments to the professional growth of our faculty this year with a variety of educational opportunities for our teachers and support staff to making them better and making you better. I'm proud to say that we have an unbelievable, unmatched, unparalleled educational team with a super blend of experience and enthusiasm, knowledge and creativity. Many members of our team are here today, and I encourage you to take the time to meet as many of our team members as you can, faculty and students. Because remember, ultimately, education is about people. And we want to add you to the already fantastic family of people that are the Yeshiva of Flatbush, Joel Braverman High School. Looking forward to seeing you in September.
Thank you, Rabbi Beda, and you're right, very good looking. They're hard to describe the feeling that we have here in this building, the Yeshiva of Flatbush. You just have to be here to feel it. I'm assuming that maybe with the expansion we have room for all of you, even the parents, to join us at the Yeshiva of Flatbush. But we're going to try to give you a little bit of a taste in a video presentation. Enjoy, go.
The graduate list is awe-inspiring.
There are great rabbis and there's great business leaders that come out of this school.
There were 4 Nobel Prize winners.
So many important, famous people have gone through these stores.
I mean, people who have gone on to make an impact in the world.
You're going to school not only in a place where great people once went, but where great people are being formed.
I chose Flatbush because I felt I could get the most opportunities here relative to the other high schools around me.
I decided to come here because everyone would just tell me, oh, Flatbush, that's such a great school.
My 2 older brothers went here, and they had a better education than my other older brother who didn't go to school.
Flatbush has a great name, and that is because they develop you as the person you want to be.
Flatbush has a reputation for being very scholastic.
The atmosphere in the school is it's intense, but I love the feeling.
In Flatbush, you can work up the ranks. It's incredible. You see kids who were in non-honors, and then you see that they did well. They got into honors.
I worked a lot to get into honors. The environment really helps you.
Each student is a different kind of learner. When they step into my classroom, I want to see them succeed.
Teachers like that, it's incredible for me to see that a teacher is so dedicated to their job. I feel like the school is preparing me to be at the forefront of science, of math.
You offer college-level programs and AP courses where a student can actually earn college credits.
That's another thing I like about Flatbush. Take an AP, get college credit in freshman year.
Taking 5 APs in 1 year, I feel like I'm a college student.
It feels like you're really growing while you're having fun.
It makes you go strive even harder to do better and better.
Started to take STEM and engineering, and now I'm thinking of going into the engineering field.
It's one of the only schools that gives these opportunities, these crazy classes that not every school offers.
Pathfinders is a program that gives you opportunities throughout the year, and you're working with masters in the field you like. You like stocks, you want to go into real estate, you want to go into business.
This year I plan to work in a lab.
Opens the doors to so many careers.
I want to do interior design when I graduate, and I knew that could only happen if I come to Flatbush.
There are a lot of people who graduate the school and say afterwards, I was ready for college.
Going to college after Flatbush High School, college is very easy. I have 6 children, 3 that have finished in high school. 1 went to Columbia, 1 is in Johns Hopkins right now, 1 went to Brooklyn Honors, and they were all in graduate programs. They were very well prepared for college.
My friends that are older went to Columbia, Princeton, Harvard. Really bizarre how many kids get into so many good colleges.
I would say what stood out to me was probably the extracurricular activities.
There's just so many things to get involved in. You just could always be doing something.
It's really fun and you could get involved in so much. I love sports. It's like such a great experience.
If you're staying those extra hours, it's because you really want to.
As much as you're worried about the long day, I think that it's really good for the kids.
students really understand that the time that they spend here is an investment for the rest of their lives.
What we're really trying to teach our students fundamentally is respect, care, responsibility. And that's reflected in the Chesed program.
There's also Yachad. They come here.
We sing, we dance, it's crazy. Like, you never felt anything like it.
There's also Yachad Shabbaton. It's a whole weekend where we do that.
Chesed mission. We go to institutions in Eretz Yisrael, we go to army bases, we go to hospitals, we go to special children's homes.
We're learning about how to make a difference, how to grow as a person.
We believe in creating the whole human being, an integrated Jew.
The Torah is our guidebook for our lives and for creating the ideal planet.
The Judaic studies is very inspiring. It's all about the future, and it's all about how you're going to raise your family.
We want our students to really be committed Jews.
Rabbi Prague, he really influenced me to become more religious. I don't know, I just feel like you want to get closer to Hashem.
I love learning the Talmud.
I take Gemara. It just helps you think in other subjects too. My friends go to other schools and I see their level of Hebrew. It's not as good as here.
I came to Flatbush for the atmosphere, for the family feel.
We have a very good understanding of how to balance fun and seriousness.
They have 45 minutes to go up the block to the pizza store and to hang out with their friends.
In the beginning, I had a couple of friends, and the group got bigger and bigger and bigger.
The first day of school, I was kind of shy, and 10 kids sent me texts about how they wanted to help me, and it was just so nice to see that you have kids like that in the school.
The second I walk into the building, it's like, oh, hey, I know you. You're 2 years older than me, but you said hello to me in the hallway. That gives you the warm feeling that makes you want to come here.
Everyone here is very friendly.
Everyone's really accepting.
There's a great unity that we have here. Instead of other schools where you can't wait to get out, here you can't wait to get back in.
My son, he went from a shy little boy to an outgoing, honor student, captain of the basketball team. He really blossomed here.
There is a tremendous emphasis in the school on leadership.
That my children are very independent and very confident.
I see the kids that are graduating, and they're driven and they're successful. They're just not happy with the status quo.
We want our students to leave the school with a real grounding in Judaic studies and Jewish tradition. And at the same time, we want our students to be prepared for the world that they're going to live in.
Education is very important. It's everything.
School, in my opinion, is the greatest thing.
It's here that you'll be able to find your passion and run with that passion and go ahead and make the world a better place.
You can be part of something great.
I'm in the right place.
Flatbush Yeshiva just has so much to offer. I really think that Flatbush is the place to be.
Start today. Start thinking about your future.
We are proud of all of our students, every single one of them, all the graduates who've really made an impact in this world, and they continue to do so. Today, to represent that wonderful group of people who graduated, it is my honor to introduce Aaron Sr., who graduated from Yeshiva Flatbush in 2011. He is currently a consultant at McKinsey & Company, that's pretty big, where he primarily works with clients in government, healthcare, and tech. After high school, he studied in Israel for the year at Yeshivat Har Etzion, and then studied at the University of Pennsylvania, where he graduated in 2016, summa cum laude, with a BA in History and Political Science. And he's just a big mensch. Please give your undivided attention to Aaron Sr.
This one? Can I grab it? Cool. Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks, everyone, for joining. It's a real honor to be here, and thank you, Rabbi Besser, Rabbi Beda, Mr. Galpert, everyone, for inviting me. It's a real honor. So, as you heard in the video, right, Flatbush is an incredible place to prepare you for college, and I think that's patently true. But what I also want to highlight is that Flatbush also helps you prepare for your job. And I want to give two examples, two stories of how Flatbush has really impacted me and made me a better person at what I do on a day-to-day basis today. And so like Rabbi Besser said, I'm a consultant. I work with mainly healthcare clients to help them think about long-term strategy. And so one example that happened to me 2 months ago, I was in a meeting with we were presenting a strategy piece for the CEO of the second largest healthcare company in America. And after the meeting, he comes up to me and he said, you know, really nice to meet you. You know, how do you know so much about healthcare? How long have you been working at McKinsey? And I said, I've been working actually for a year now. And he said, wow, that's amazing. You know, what did you study in college? And I said, I studied history and political science. So he said, you know, the thought that I have is, and he said, tell me if this is true, that by studying history and political science, you know, it's not about the content that you study, but it's actually the fact that you are a thinker. You've become a thinker. You're able to think critically about topics, you know, that can be healthcare to technology to government today. And I think that's true. And what that reminded me of is a conversation I had in Flatbush when I was in 11th grade. And I was talking to one of the rabbis here, and I said, you know, we learn Gemara every single day, but the topics are not, you know, they're not incredibly relevant. You know, what's the reason why we're learning Gemara? And the reason he said was because it makes you a thinker. And I think that's really the case about Flatbush. The amount of critical thinking training that you get, whether it be in Gemara or in history or in political science, is incredible, and I think it tremendously prepares you for the job market in the future. The second story I want to say is about the same client, and it highlights a different value that I got from Flatbush. And that's around Jewish identity. And so the client's actually based in Indianapolis, Indiana. And so I was in Indianapolis Monday through Thursday for 8 months straight. And so the challenge of getting kosher food is real. And so what basically happened was that every single Monday I would get a delivery from a caterer that lived in Indiana who would deliver 9 meals of kosher food. And so I would pick it up at the security desk and walk through the entire office with this huge box of kosher food and go to my desk and start working. And one of the leaders of the organization sees me passing by, and she says, you know, what are you carrying? And I told her it was kosher food. You know, this is the reason. You know, and she said that's incredible. This was right before Yom Kippur, and you know, right after Yom Kippur, we get on a call together, and she says, you know, Aaron, you know, getting kosher food in here in Indianapolis, Indiana is no easy task. You know, I thought what I can do to you know, you inspired me, and you know, for Yom Kippur, I actually, you know, fasted the whole fast because I saw how inspired I was by you. And I thought that was an incredible thing and something that I really got from Flatbush. You know, I remember before winter vacation, every single winter vacation, somebody would get on the loudspeaker and say, you know, you're a Flatbush student whether you're in the building or not. You represent Flatbush, you represent Judaism. You know, whether you're in this physical building or whether you're anywhere else in the world, you have to be a representative for what we stand for and for the values that we stand for. And I've taken that with me ever since I graduated, and I strongly believe that has made me the person that I am today. And so really, really excited to be here, and I'm happy to talk to anybody afterwards if they do have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. And I don't want to say finally, because it's very exciting to introduce a wonderful, wonderful member of our administration, assistant principal and director of admissions. We're very proud of our graduate, Mrs. Esther Hittery.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to make some announcements before I start my little speech. I'm going to speak very briefly. But just so everybody is clear, when you walked in, if you pre-registered, each of you was supposed to get a personalized pamphlet with your schedule of the day. And when we're done here, you're going to go to your first session. It says it starts at 12. We're going to probably start at about 12:10. We'll give you 10 minutes to get up there. And if you didn't pick it up, please make your way to the front desk, and they have it waiting there for you. You were also supposed to get this packet, and it has some information in it, so make sure you get that. After you go to that session, you could go to the second session. Some of you chose one in advance. We want to encourage you, you know, if you came with your kid, you could send your kid to the second session. You can go to one session, your kid could go to another. Those are very large sessions. There's room for everybody in all of them. So that's how session 1 and session 2 is going to work. You'll hear something over the loudspeaker that tells you where to go. When you're done with the 2 sessions, everybody come down to the lowest level, to the gym, and all of our students and faculty will be there to greet you and to talk to you a bit more and answer your questions. And we're very excited to have you all here and to talk to you. You could also ask any of the kids or any of our students to take you on a tour of the school. Our art room is open downstairs. We'd love for you to step in. We have a project there if you want to hang out there. We have one of the most serious art curriculums in the world, so I want you to explore that. We also have our music room open. We have wonderful, talented musicians here, so you can explore that as well. All right, welcome. Hi, it's amazing to see you all here. I have 3 nephews in the audience, so I feel like everybody's family. I want to talk to you just for a few minutes. My name is Esther Hidary. I am the assistant principal here. When you are accepted into the school, I'm also the 9th grade principal. I take care of the 9th graders. I'm also the director of admissions. But aside from all those roles, I was once a teacher at the Yeshiva of Flatbush. I was once a student here. I graduated here, class of 94. Yay, Sally was in my class. I saw a lot of classmates here. And, but the most important role I want to talk to you about is that I'm also now, finally, a parent of a Yeshiva Flatbush High School student. I have a 9th grader in the school. He's been here for 3 months. And I want to tell you that thankfully, I know when you're sitting in the audience and you're at an open house, you're like, they're just telling me stuff that I want to hear. So I'm going to try to speak from the sincerity of my heart to you right now. I am a very happy Flatbush parent right now. I am loving every minute of my life. And why? I'm going to explain it to you. My son is wonderful. He's great. But something has happened to him in the last 3 months. He is very driven. Every single day. It used to be I would have to drag him out of school. I would have to set his alarm for him. I would have to tell him, do your homework? And all of a sudden, my husband and I looked at each other like, we don't have to tell him anything. He sets his alarm. He wakes up in the morning. He used to go to a school where he had Sunday school. I don't want to go. And now I ask him, where are you going on Sunday? He's like, I have to go. I'm Model UN. I'm practicing. And that's without us even talking to him. A fire has been lit under my child. He is awake. He is alive. He is excited. He's registered for 15 extracurriculars. He tells me, Rabbi Prague, he is my favorite teacher. I've never experienced anything like this, like Gemara before. He is loving it. He said the Tefillah program is amazing. I love praying my periods. He's a leader. He's a chazan. So as a parent, I'm very excited. But I'll tell you the main things I love about Flatbush, and then I want to point out one last thing, and I'll let you go. I love that Flatbush and I share a mission. Right? I told my son, all my children when they were little, I tell everybody, I want you leading a minyan in the morning and curing cancer in the afternoon. That's my dream. You lead minyan in the morning, you cure cancer in the afternoon. And Flatbush Yeshiva is a place that is fulfilling that mission for me. It is doing both of those things. It trains our children to be able to live in both worlds, to understand their Yahadut and a deep commitment to their community and to this world as a Jew. But it also make sure that they understand the larger world. Make sure that they could compete at a global level against all their peers, that they could really become leaders of this world. And I'm so excited that that's their mission. I love that the teachers, when we have staff development meetings, the conversation is, what type of questions are we asking these children? Are we getting them to dig deeper? Are we making them think really hard? Are we pushing them further in their minds? And the questions that they're getting them to ask are not just about science and about math and about Talmud. They're also asking them deep questions about who are you, right? All the 8th graders in this room right now, I want you to know something. If you get accepted to the Yeshiva of Flatbush, and it is difficult to get in, we get about 300 plus applications. We accept half of those applications. But once you're here and you're part of our family, the conversation we have with you is, who do you want to be? What are you about? What is your value system? How do you make choices every single day? And we ask those questions inside the classroom and outside the classroom. You know, Rabbi Besser is the MC tonight. When you go to a seminar with Rabbi Besser, there is no school in the world that runs a seminar like the Yeshiva of Flatbush seminar. It is an extraordinary experience. Every single grade goes away for a weekend together. And the questions we ask are about our deep values, our deep understanding. How are you making friends? How do you interact with adults? How do you respect other people? When we have a Yachad seminar, that's not just a fun program. That alters people's lives. My niece is here today. She came into Flatbush Yeshiva as a very sweet girl. She runs the Yachad program now. It's transformed her. She wants to go into social work as a career. That's what Flatbush does. It transforms you. It transforms you. So we have chesed and the ruach and the energy in the building is astounding. The other thing that we also have is, even though it's a very big school, for some reason it feels very small. There are so many people who know you. We have great advisors. We have guidance counselors. So many levels of care. So many levels of people checking in and seeing how you're doing that you never get lost. I've heard people say the words, "you're just a number." I cannot even tell you as a parent how absolutely untrue it is, and it's not because they know me. I know as a principal, I know every single kid's name. We love each and every one of them. We take very careful and special care of each and every individual in this building. And then the big thing that we all really love are those extracurriculars. Like aside, somebody told me, I saw a school, there were 30 extracurriculars. I said, wow, that's so nice. We have 130. We have 130, at least, at last count. We can't even count them because as I've explained to so many people, what are you interested in? You're a dancer, you're a gymnast, you love hockey, you love math, you love science, you love learning, you love Torah. We have a club for you. There are a group of kids in this building who want to be part of your team, a special team that pursues only that one interest. Now, the biggest thing for me, though, is something that's hard to explain with words. I could only give you an example. The example I want to give is you met Aaron Sr. He's a graduate of the school. He just spoke to you. I told you I'm a graduate of the school. It's true. I am. I went to Flatbush. But I want to talk about a current student. His name is Jacob Khalili. He's standing in the back right there. Jacob, wave your hand. That's Jacob. Jacob came to me 2 weeks ago. He said, "What are we doing about open house? Are you prepared? Where are your slides?" I said, "What are you talking about, Jacob?" He's like, did you order the AV equipment that we're going to need? And then I turned to somebody and I said, who is he? How much do we pay him? He's very organized. She's like, "He's a junior." I'm like, "What?" That's Jacob Khalili. He was here last night till, what time were you up till, Jacob, right? He was here last night. He set up the whole, you see everybody standing with him? Joe Brown, who else is there, right? Joey Baum, right? Jonathan Baum, not Joey Baum. Joey Baum is also here. I think Moses Bax is around. Our AV team, you're going to see them all over the school. There are about 20 kids. Leah Darmoni is there, right? That's our AV team. They're not students in this school. You do not. Every 8th grader here, you don't come to this school. It's not elementary school. You're not just a kid here. You run this building. Jacob Khalili runs this building. He is a leader. He is not just a student. He's one of our people, okay? Now, here's the interesting thing. When I was in high school here, I knew somebody who was in charge of AV. I said, there's never going to be anybody like this. Every year, there's somebody who takes charge of AV with their team, and all of them, when they graduate, are trained in ways that you cannot imagine to lead in college and in business, because they learned it here, because we make our students take responsibility and become leaders. Dr. Eti Mizrahi, are you here? Everybody, that's Dr. Eti Mizrahi. Dr. Eti Mizrahi runs our entire guidance department. It's about 8 people. It's extraordinary. I say this very confidently, you could come to me, I do not know a school in the entire world that has a stronger guidance department. Dr. Mizrahi, where did you go to high school? I can't hear you. Shiva Flatbush. Rabbi Avi Harari, I see you back there. Everybody see Rabbi Avi Harari? Rabbi Avi Harari, one of the greatest community rabbis that we have, leads a shul, one of our wonderful teachers. Rabbi Harari, where did you go to high school? Yeshiva Flatbush. Dr. Walowski, where'd you go to high school? Yeshiva Flatbush. Is Howie Worthbroad here? Howie, where are you? Raise your hand. Howie runs our social studies department. I say again, without fail, one of the greatest social studies departments in the world. He works in Albany for some of the year. We have to lose him because he writes the history regent for every other school. Mr. Rothbard, where'd you go to high school? No, I'm very sincerely want to know. Shiva Flatbush. I went there. Rabbi Dr. Raymond Harari. Shiva Flatbush. Now, just on a whim, could every parent in this room who went to the Yeshiva Flatbush High School please raise your hand? 8th graders, please look around the room. I don't need to point out all the amazing things about the Yeshiva Flatbush High School. Our graduates are amazing. They go on to rule the world. They are leaders. They are amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's what the Yeshiva of Flatbush is. We are a family. We are wonderful. It's exciting to be able to be part of us. We're here to welcome you. We're a big school, but we feel small. It's amazing once you get in. You're a part of us. Here is a place that you're going to grow. And if you're thinking in your mind that you have to be one single type of student in order to succeed at Flatbush, you are wrong. The biggest thing about Flatbush is that everybody is different. Everyone has their own path. Some people are artists. Some people are builders. Some people are engineers. Some people are scientists. Some people are rabbis. We all go into different paths. But at Flatbush, you could pursue your own personal path. Our mission is to get you to understand it, to get you excited about it, to inspire you every single day. And we're really looking forward to having you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you don't have your pamphlet, please get it. We look forward to a great year and a great experience with you. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Esther Hidary, ladies and gentlemen. Before you go, here's the main difference between Esther and myself. There's great food also downstairs at the end of the day. All right, grab the passion, have a great time, meet a lot of great people.